Hey guys, it is Michelle with Michelle Lokerson Vlog, or I may put this up on Sweet Home Heaven as well. Anyway, today, did I give y'all the date yet? No. Monday, November the 7th, 2021. There's never a dull moment around me, I promise. And today's short biography today is of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Unquenchable Love. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, born in 1806 and died in 1861, was the most celebrated female poet of the Victorian era. Her work was and still is widely admired for both its literary merit and its fervent moral responsibility. Browning espoused a number of social causes alongside her passion for romantic poetry, using her pen as a tool for reform as well as an outlet for her heart. Though Browning's family owed much of its wealth to centuries of slave ownership in Jamaica, Browning herself became an outspoken abolitionist. Her poem, The Runaway Slave at Pilgrim's Point, issued a scathing rebuke against the institution of slavery, and Browning was overjoyed with the passing of the Emancipation Act in 1833, which her father feared would ruin the family business. Browning also wrote an indictment of the appalling use of child labor in The Cry of the Children, and composed a number of other poems dealing with other controversial issues of her day, including political oppression in Italy and not yet a unified nation-state whose struggle for freedom and identity resonated with Browning's own. The impact of Browning's novel poem, Aurora Leigh, A-U-R-O-R-A, space L-E-I-G-H, has played an important role in women's efforts to achieve artistic and economic independence in modern society. Browning had begun to write poetry at an early age and received an excellent education from her brother's tutor, which was unusual for women at the time. I'm sorry, guys. I was just going to lean back. My back's been bothering me. Sorry. Wait. I'm trying to find out where I left off. Well, I don't know. Browning had become to write poetry at an early age and received an excellent education from her brother's tutor, which was usual for women at that time. Browning's first volume of poetry was published when she was 13. By the age of 15, however, Browning had begun to suffer from an undiagnosed illness that continued throughout her life, causing head and spinal pain, loss of mobility, and fatigue. Wow, guys, that was a great save. Browning also suffered from dependence on opiates prescribed to her to relieve her pain, as well as lung disease, which later added to her frailty. So we've been given opiates. She lived in 1806 to 1861. Okay. Resigned to her semi-invalid state, Browning remained sequestered in her family's London home, presided over by her tyrannically protective father, who had forbidden any of his 11 children to marry. When the obscure poet Robert Browning struck up a correspondence with the talented Elizabeth Barrett, as she was then named, one of the most famous love stories in literature began. Robert soon visited the young poet and wrote to her, "I love your verses with all my heart, and I love you too." The poet's courtship culminated in 1846 with the secret marriage and elopement to Italy, where they had a son affectionately nicknamed Pen. Browning's sonnets from the Portuguese, written for her husband, famously expresses her unbounding love. This is a quote from it. "How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height of my soul can reach. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old Greece and with my childhood's fates. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I I love with my breath, smiles, tears of all life. And if God chose, I shall but love thee better after death. On June 29, 1861, Elizabeth Barrett Browning died in her husband's arms. Her experience of human love had been deepened and expanded by her experience of spiritual love. As a child, she attended public services with her family at a nonconformist chapel, and Browning recalled that from the start she had not the deep persuasion of the mild Christian, but the wild visions of an enthusiast. Browning believed that Christ's religion is essentially poetry glorified. She endeavored to experience this poetry wherever she went, as she wrote, quote, "Earth's crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God, but only he who sees takes off his shoes." Aurora Lee. All right, guys. So, all right. Just real quick. So, you got some of you're not over on my other channel, or perhaps you are. I don't know, but anyway, over on my other channel, Michelle Lokerson vlog. Throughout the day, I'll talk about different things. Array of topics, either my dogs, or something that comes to mind, door dashing. So yeah, I kind of cover everything over there. And I've been putting these short biographies up over there, but I think I'm going to change it over to Sweet Home Heaven, or maybe put it on both. So anyway, guys, have a blessed day. I love y'all, and there was something I wanted to tell you, but I can't think of it right now. Sorry. I'll think of it later. Love y'all. Bye.